This is your sign. Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle. Happiness never decreases by being shared. Attributed to the Buddha. Hi, welcome back to Sweet Infinity. My name is Kieran. I am reading from one of my tarot or oracle decks, going over the artwork and the meaning of the card, and sharing an interpretation that I hope resonates with you. I'm going to be reading from the Dreamweaver's Oracle deck today. I have read from this before. I will shuffle it and we can get started. In the meantime, please subscribe to this channel and leave me a comment. Let me know if you have tried any oracle decks that you like. I also love tarot, but I am really getting into oracle decks and I would love to get your favorite so that I can check them out. Maybe I already have some because I have a few. Yeah, leave me a comment, do a thumbs up if you can so this video shows up for others. I am also going to be leaving a link to this deck in the description below. So if you want to purchase it, please do it from that link so that will support this channel a little bit. Thank you. Okay, let's pick a couple of cards, see what comes up. Weavers watch the dragons fly. That's one of them. And let's shuffle again. Let the fire dragons sleep. Ooh, two dragon things. Interesting. Dragons do show up in this deck pretty regularly. So I'm going to read the meanings of these two cards and then we shall see what we come up with. Weavers watch the dragons fly. Essential meaning, being the observer, curiosity, seeing the big picture, not taking anything personally. Sometimes we get so involved in our feelings about things, we begin to believe we are those emotions. They become part of our identity, part of our story forever. Instead of understanding the transience of opinions, we become trapped by our beliefs about the world and our part in it. Those ideas harden and stiffen until they form a tight container around our possibilities. While a container can be a good thing, we can find ourselves trapped in an old story. A good question is to ask now about the subject you want this oracle to illuminate. What am I making this mean? What if you removed your assumptions? What if nothing is ever personal? Now is the time to look at your situation and see it for what it is. Step back and look at the bigger picture. Remain neutral and curious and be willing to explore it from a different perspective. There's so much more to discover here, so it's important not to get caught up in being right or getting caught up in the smallest details that obscure a more expansive potential. Even in the most joyful times, you still run the risk of thinking it will always be that way, when everything will change and evolve, even transcend this forever place, because that is the truth of life. You are on a beautiful journey, and if you remain open and hopeful and willing to discover things that are unknown to you, that gift of curiosity will lead you to treasure beyond your wildest dreams. Like the dreamweavers watch the dragons fly, so should you observe your inner and outer worlds in the same manner. When you really learn to pay attention and can say, that's interesting, the hidden doors of perception swing wide open. Such wisdom has always lived inside of you. Did you know you were so fortunate? Stay open. Next up, let the fire dragons sleep. Essential meaning, a warning to stay out of drama. Respecting the consequences of possible dangerous outcomes dealing with contrary people. Ooh, fire dragons are powerful and uncontrollable. By their very nature, they can cause destruction and damage that can take a long time to heal from. These creatures like their rest. They don't like to be awakened by a stranger. When this card arrives, it's a gentle warning that whatever situation or person is inviting you to dance with anger, jealousy, or resentment must be avoided. This is not the time for battle or even engaging in argument because there is no underlying strategy or logic to the situation at hand. You will cause yourself and others unnecessary suffering if you take this on because you're sure to lose. Do not let anyone or any situation provoke you. Know the situation is rooted in a deep unhealed wound, one either inflicted by you or projected onto you. This situation cannot be healed through this expression, for it could become an indulgence and misuse of power. That said, the fire dragons are not your enemy. They arrive to warn you when you are about to make a choice that could potentially hurt you. Be thankful for this. You can say no and choose to move away from the danger to a higher ground. Have a sense of humor now, for laughter tickles the fire dragons, lulling them to their rest. So let the fire dragons sleep, content and curled up in their cave. You will be so glad you did. Your weaving must remain true to the patterns you want to see more of, and to the stories of your journey to be proud of. If you keep to the road of your destiny and your eyes on the prize, holding space for your unique gifts, your light will be a beacon of hope for us all. These two cards remind me of that Albert Einstein quote where he said that a problem can't be solved at the same level of thinking that caused it. Both of them feature dragons, which is interesting and symbolic. And both of them seem to be alluding to something about, I'm getting something about bickering, online bickering or gossip, things like that, where one of them, this one, Weavers Watch the Dragons Fly, it's about just sitting back and not necessarily putting out a hot take, not necessarily getting involved in a family feud or some kind of online flame war, and just letting things be. Because at the end of the day, whatever that fight or argument is not worth you getting entangled in it. It's just not. It's not your fight to fight. And then this one is saying, really don't get involved. This one is like, let the fire dragon sleep, which means they're warning you that if you stay on the road that you're on, if you continue to remain in this argumentative debate, feuding mode, it's not good. So both of these cards are a strong warning that if you see yourself getting embroiled in any kind of feud or argumentation, it's a good idea to step back and just let the fire dragon sleep, because it'll pass. Whatever it is, it will pass. Unless obviously it's like a life or death issue. But any other kind of argument, if there's been a misunderstanding, if somebody is just smearing somebody or even you, or if there's something going on that doesn't actually affect your life, you have to think about what that means. Is it worth it for you to take on a whole other project right now? Because most of the time it's not. And a lot of times we might use these silly fights to distract ourselves from things that we don't want to face. Another card that just came up is called In the Middle of the Bridge. That's cool. Let's look that up too. In the Middle of the Bridge. Essential meaning: learning from different viewpoints and life experiences, compassionate listening, meeting in the middle. Sometimes you get stuck, seeing the world in a particular way. Maybe you've been indoctrinated to see things from a specific vantage point due to your past experiences. After all, society conditions us in the same way, encouraging us to follow the trodden path of this is how we do things. Maybe you've been comfortable throughout your life without finding it necessary to be open to different perspectives. Things have worked well so far, so why change? Well, you're being invited now to see things from other points of view. It is the appropriate time for you to engage in deep listening as you learn from other people and situations that are completely different from your own. This is a divine orchestration and a celebration of nuance and complexity that will expand your capacity for understanding, love, and compassion. Stay open to whatever you may discover, trusting it will change you for the better. This is also a brilliant moment for creative endeavors that will surely surprise you as you meet the divine halfway across the Great Divide. Allow these innovative ideas and new perspectives to expand your heart. This is a beautiful moment of exchanging gifts for the highest good. In the middle of the bridge, just how truly blessed you are. In the middle of the bridge. Now, this is also interesting because if you heed the warnings and don't get involved in petty rivalry and things like that, it's a good idea that you might be one of the people or one of the voices of mediation who could possibly bring together different perspectives and make a synergized, synthesized combination, collaboration of different perspectives that could complement each other. It depends on the situation. For example, if there's something really toxic, abusive, sometimes you have to take a stand, right? But even so, it's important not to get involved in petty bickering, not to get involved in argumentation and fighting and backbiting, because even if you are doing it for a good cause, it can turn into something over beyond what's needed for that cause. And that's where you have to look out for. There's a saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And what that means is sometimes even by trying to do good, people end up doing very bad things. It's really important to remember that we are human and we are not able to necessarily see all sides and every possible situation and every scenario, and don't know everyone's backstory and everything. So we need to give people and ourselves some grace, and we need to look at different perspectives and really consider if the perspective that you may be more familiar with is the only one and it's the best one, because maybe there's something else. And it doesn't mean you have to abandon or flip-flop from your way of thinking, but maybe you can enhance it and enrich it by adding to it all of these other nuances, like a complex array of flavors instead of just one bland thing. You could have different tastes in there, different spices, different flavors, different ingredients, and make a more complex and rich and layered understanding of that situation instead of just one way, my way or the highway kind of thing. And a lot of times I feel like in this world that's missing, where people just want their way or the highway. And if we were to sit down and collaborate and really listen to each other and find ways to incorporate different people's perspectives, experiences, needs, all of that, we could maybe come up with better solutions that would work for more people. That would be a kind of win-win situation for the maximum amount of people. Wouldn't that be a better world to live in? That's what I'm getting from this. It's a warning not to get involved in petty rivalries, bitterness, gossip, backbiting, any of that. If you start seeing things deteriorate, it's a good idea to step away, whatever the situation is, if it's online or offline. And give yourself time to listen to different perspectives, do your research, and be the person, be the bigger person, be the bigger person, be the mature person. You have it in you. That's why you're here. I hope this was useful for you. Come back and I'll do another reading. If you do want to purchase this deck, there is an affiliate link in the description. Please get it from there if you can. Please do a subscribe, thumbs up, and share this video with anyone that you think could find it useful. I appreciate you being here. Take care of yourself and take care of each other, and have a sweet infinity.